edition of Your Miserable Corner. I'm so excited today to have one of the most elite female ballers you ever see. I'm talking about football right now, ever in the world. I don't care. In the world. She's so ill. Today, Tobago national striker, top Syrian star girl, the one and only monster, Kennya Yaya Cordner joins the miserable team. Welcome, Kennya.
Hey, it's good to be here. You know the monster. And she come on and she talk, she just talk, she dang, and she come and stop fast today.
No, it's crazy because I've been saying for a while I need to get Kennya. I don't think anybody else perfect for this because they hear you, the people hear of you, they see some of the stuff that you do in the newspapers and everything, but like how much people really know the journey of Kennya Yaya Cordner?
Very few.
I'm sure some of them don't even know it's from Tobago exactly where I'm sure they're probably just thinking, no, you just get them kind of questions all the time?
A lot of times.
Okay, so we know you're not here, you're in the cold, the extreme cold.
The extreme cold it is.
And it's the season for the coldness.
Yep, correct is right.
So let's start by introducing Kennya properly to the people. Start from where you grew up, where you went to school, and the first day you realized you was in love with that thing called football.
Okay, well, my name is Kennya Cordner, originally from Speyside, Tobago. First started at Speyside Anglican, then went on to Roxborough Secondary Center, then transferred from Roxborough Secondary Center to Signal Secondary Comprehensive.
I didn't know you transferred.
Yeah.
See? I am all learning something. Okay, so within that time, would you say you've always been the tomboy? Or always been on a football or around football, intrigued by football?
Yep, I started when I was 6. I was just there in the football field looking at my cousins. And I just took a Trubby bottle because Trubby, back in the days, is what I used to kick in the schoolyard. And I just was kicking it around. And then eventually I went over and joined my cousins and just started kicking the ball around. And I noticed to myself that I was a lot better than them. So I was just like, maybe this is my hobby here. And from then, and from then to now, I stayed with it, and it has proven that at the age of 6, I fell in love with it, and it was a reason why.
But interestingly enough, you used the word hobby, so it wasn't your main focus, right? When you were in school, what was your intent? What did you want to do when you grew up?
Basically, I did not know. You know, back in the days, everybody wanted to be policeman, policewoman, fire. So I was going along the trend, and then I bounced up on the football, and then it was.
Yeah, in a police uniform. I did it. Thank you, football. How was the family seeing you playing at that early age and putting so much in work and stuff into it? What was the response from that? Originally?
Well, I grew up with my grandmother. She literally did not want me to go and play the football because she was like, it's a boys' game and I don't want you to go down there in the field and doing what the boys doing. And I did not listen to her. I used to just forget she said anything and just went and did my own thing every single day. I would get a whooping when I come home, but it did not stop me.
It was worth it.
Definitely worth it.
That thing about, okay, so let's take the family first, and then we'll come back to you're a girl, you shouldn't play a boy's sport. We'll come back to that. But you grew up with your grandmom, so you had it was how many of you? It was like a big family.
It was a really big family. Yeah, I live with my aunts and uncles and a lot of my cousins.
That was really good. Our support level was
Had it ups and downs, but it was okay in the long run.
the thing is, I know recently I saw you shared a story and you were basically in tears. And I mean, knowing you and the way we talk, I'm not accustomed to seeing you that down. Mm-hmm. So it was like, I didn't even know how to approach the conversation otherwise. Mm-hmm. But I could tell that it was really, it bothered you. And I knew it was because of last year as well. It was from your aunt. And how do you cope with that? I mean, you're done already that far away from family. How is it for you to cope when?
I mean, it still bother me every single day. It's still in the back of my head that it have not hit me that she really gone. And because she was basically my number one supporter. As a teenager, I grew up with her. So most of my childhood, I didn't spend it with my mom. So from grandma, and then grandma died when I was 10, and then moved with my mom for like, I think 1 year. And then I moved with my aunt. And then at the age of 16, I was like, I just want to go live with my mom. I'm so done with the moving. And my aunt, she came and lived with us. So it was her, my mom, her kids, and me. And then me and her got really, really close until she got her a daughter and then son. And now I have to take care of the son because he is only 13. So.
And he looks up to you for a lot of things, I realize.
And he plays the football too, so I had to make sure that if it's something that he wants to pursue in his further down the road, then by all means I will support him, but schoolwork have to be first.
Yeah, that's true. Academics is so important. All right, so let's get position, right? Okay, so you hear me talk is a girl, you're not supposed to play this sport.
Yeah.
Lockdown, did you always know you wanted to be a striker, or was it that you gradually moved into this position?
No, I always know that I wanted to be a striker. I like scoring goals. From the get-go, I just wanted to take that ball and just run straight to the goal. And most of the times in my career, from a young girl growing up, that's what I did until I get to the tough level and know that you cannot take the ball and just run past everybody. You're too small and the big tree they will cut you down. But well, you know what, it was a learning process. So as you grow,
how was it getting selected for the under-17 team?
Getting what?
When you got selected to play for the under-17 national team?
I was never selected for the under-17.
It wasn't the under. I know it was one of the two. This coming up from my head. This ain't a book in my piece of paper. I'm trying to remember. It's either one to play for the under-something team. How was that?
Well, overjoyed.
Yeah.
Tremendous feeling, especially representing your country, because you have a lot of girls who have the dream and they not as skilled or good enough to make the national team. And for me to go out there and did that, show that I was worth something, that I was good enough for them to see that, okay, she deserves to put on Trinidad and Tobago colors and represent the country in the rest of the world. So
at that point, were there anything particular that you felt that you needed to work on when you started to play more and more professionally with the team? Because you said like your size, and waist size is something that you talked about. You know, yeah, that's small. How was the process for you working on that, building yourself up?
Size, it was a problem at the get-go, but then while playing and being in it for so long, and then like, size doesn't really matter. As long as you're smart enough and you know how to get away from the defenders and you're skilled enough to maneuver around them, the size doesn't really bother you. But if you come up against a strong opponent, then you know when they hit you, you will feel it. But that is how the game go. You fall down, you don't stay down, you get up, you dust off, you might shed a little tear, but you go again.
From the under 20 going into the senior team, what would say was one of your most memorable moments playing in national color?
That so is I casted 5 years ago. Rip out my whole heart.
Oh gosh.
But I have to say, the journey leading up to December 2nd.
2015. It's more like 2014 to 2015.
The journey leading. Yeah.
So let's talk about that process, because most people you would understand that you guys, the female team, the national female team, was that time in that World Cup qualifying phase. That was when you all became huge household names. It was a huge bang, and you all under Coach Waldron. Guys, so cool, so easy to talk to. So human being. Talk to us and let us know exactly, because there were a lot of things out there. We don't want to really reflect on the negative, but just for the youngest may watch this and understand. Help them understand what it means, like after all the hard work and you all are, all right, with qualifications and we're going up against people despite all the things in our way, obstacles. Talk us through how that process was for you guys.
Well, it started off a bit rough, having to go to was it Dallas that we went to when they sent us with 500 US.
Yeah,
and I think it was Dallas that we went when they sent us with 500 US for 20 players. They sent us with only 500 US, and that is when put out the Twitter. Yeah, and then it went viral. ESPN and everybody took it up. But after that, we basically say, you know what? If this is the chance that we get in to qualify for a World Cup, by all means, let's just forget about all the noise, because right about now, those things are noise. We have a bunch of girls here that want to work and want to go out there and put the best foot forward for the country. And we did that, and we had a great coach that he believed in us, even if some people did not believe in him and whatever, the outside noise. But he believed in us that we could have gone on and qualified for a World Cup. And unfortunately, we didn't. But the journey leading up to that was one of the most memorable moments of my life. Not only that the team was like this and solid, everybody just wanted to play football. It had no malice. Nobody was saying this one feels she this. It was just a team then. We wanted to achieve something together. Despite all that TTFA didn't do for me, we just wanted to show them that doesn't matter if they don't put stuff in it for us, we'll go there and show them that we could play, and the outside world will see that, and then they will come to our aid. But despite all of that, like I said, that journey was one of the most memorable ones of my life.
That journey was epic, and despite the way it ended, what you guys did for Trinidad and Tobago and even the other islands at that point in time will never be forgotten, and we don't regret a minute of it, not even a second of. As a Trini and a female, and having to cover the boys most of the time, it was a breath of fresh air. It gave me, because remember I'm also in a male-dominated arena, and it gave me hope, and that is the most beautiful gift you guys could have given anybody else in the world. You all gave that to us. So don't ever look back at that time and just study everything else or inspire from within that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That you all wouldn't believe what they did for us that day. Tears wasn't just about, oh yeah, we was disappointed in the game, but at the same time, I was like, we was doing this though. They did that from here with next to nothing, yo. And that alone deserves high praises. And this is what recently brought me, I thought about you guys a lot because I don't understand, and maybe it's because I sit from a journalistic point of view. Sometimes I don't understand, maybe, and I know you would be able to tell me and you'd be honest and brutal as you need to be. I don't usually get when an athlete, I understand that they can be upset about the administration and everything, but to me, when you wear the national colors, I ask the question, who are you really wearing it for? Is it for the administration, yourself, or the people you represent in that country? Because I look at athletes as ambassadors. You got to represent us the world. People see you and they want to always associate Yaya is from Trinidad, you know? Can't play with the carnival. See you. So for me, it's like when they come out and make statements, but I'm not going to play for this and I'm not going to do this until the admins do that. Sometimes I feel a little bit hurt, personally for me, because I think you represent me, the normal man on the street. But then I'm also upset with the administration as well. You as an athlete, you guys still, and you just explained it partially too, because I was really going to ask you, what was motivating you guys to go forward? But what motivates you to keep going on, Yaya?
Well, I know at the end of the day, I have responsibilities. And football is something that I really love. And despite whatever happened in my football career and my football journey to where I'm at now, nothing would have stopped me because I'm a strong believer in God. And once you put Him first and you let Him deal with your problems, so you place all your worries and your stress and your fears, the battle in His hand, and He will do the rest. And He has been doing the rest to me. So I just go out and play football and let the Most High God guide me accordingly.
Okay, so before we move from national to club, because we know we have to go by club. Non-stop. Okay, so we should talk Syrian football and stuff like that. We know that you are always going to suit up once you can for the national colors. That is one thing we know. Yaya is always there for us. What are you expecting now with the little changes that took place recently? I mean, we're not going on to that, but what are you hoping for and looking forward to going forward when it comes to football and transfer for women especially?
Well, for me, I've been in it for over a decade plus. So now I just looking at the administration to do better for the youths. I had my time. I did what I could have done for my country, but the youths and them, they have young girls that want to represent the country. And how would they want to represent Trinidad and Tobago when the administration doesn't pump anything into the women's program? So it kind of really tough to say. At the end of the day, if it was up to me, I would suit up and go and play for my country. But with that administration, I would never leave my happiness now to come back and play for my country. My country, like I said in the papers, my country need to love me enough as how I love to represent them for me to come back and play Trinidad and Tobago. You can't be giving so much of your time and yourself and in the end you're getting no reward. Even if you're representing your country, you love to represent your country, but how long you take the abuse?
That's a good question. Why is it that, I mean, everywhere else in the world, they seem to understand what women football represent. They understand, they catch the point. What do you think is it here? What is the problem here?
I don't know. I don't think they believe in the women's program as much. I don't think so. At least after the 2014 or 2015.
2015.
It was just downhill. That was a wake-up call to put more effort in the women's program so that they could achieve something, but they did nothing. We had an opportunity and we didn't take the opportunity that we had. Things like that happen. But when you just close off everything just because that opportunity didn't happen to take us to the next level, if you had continued on the same path that we was, you would have done something in the past years. But I guess as soon as you give these people what they want, to just turn away from it.
That was hard to watch though. So we were really looking forward to see us like it's real unexpected to to sit down and watch Jamaica the other day and be like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was a little tough to handle.
Yeah, and I think that is basically one of the main reasons why I walked away from the national team in 2017. Because I coming from Tobago, and for most part, I used to buy my ticket to come to Trinidad for practice and stuff. I love to play football, so by all means, if they couldn't afford the ticket, most of the time they say buy the ticket and then they will reimburse it, but some of the times they didn't get back no money. But I love the game so much that I always went to my aunt or my mom to get the money so that I could fly there and practice so that I could be able to represent my team. But in 2017, things wasn't going right, and I did the new coach that they bring in. I had no problem with her. She could have do whatever she pleased. I didn't have no problem with her. But one game we had this big commercial. I was playing on the field. I don't know what going on off the field. So when I came off, I heard about the incident that happened. So after that, Janelle came to me and was like, JJ, you know what? The monster can't do it no more. I don't want to be a part of this national team anymore. And she was like, Monster, you sure? I was like, yeah, Jay, I can't handle what's going on. It's too much bickering, and this is not the kind of energy I want to be around. I don't want to be in this atmosphere. Even in the locker room, when I was sitting down and the coach throwing shit talk and saying, oh, people having their face rough up in here, and if they don't want to be here, they could leave. I just shake my head. Because I know for a fact she throwing she words to me, but she would not get me to answer she, because if she had get the real Yaya, they would have had to give me that suspension letter right off the bat.
Oh Jesus.
But I didn't do anything, I didn't say anything, I wasn't disrespectful or nothing. I left, and then I get a suspension letter in my email, so I was just like, I quit the national team, why are you giving me a suspension letter? I wasn't coming back, I was finished. So, and then all of that in the papers, oh, Mary and Yaya always feel that they run things, and I'm just like, these people out there do not know what goes on behind closed doors. Trying to tarnish my name and having the public feel I'm disrespectful to the coaches was a big lie, because I was never disrespectful and I was never rude to those Italian coaches. Well, one Italian and the Kennya. I was never rude nor disrespectful to none of them. So when they had that big thing and saying that, oh, she rude, and I just read the comments and watch it, and I just shake my head and laugh, because at the end of the day, if it was that I was so rude and I trying to control everything, I would have not be where I am at today in my football career. Goes to show that despite people's negativity or the negative comment they want to put towards you or say about you, just have to show them those words drives the energy up to go on and do better and better, and they will continue to be better, and wonder why she will not fall or break.
I've always had this saying that motivates me. I always tell myself, Rock's hater is your main motivator.
Yeah.
They're just to motivate you. Just the more they say you can't, okay, yeah. I can, and I will. All right. So, I mean, you have like the most goals for the national team.
Yeah.
The national team? Yeah. You were like 38 or 40 or something.
Yeah, 38 I think.
Yeah. We know why they call it the monster. You are the clinical finisher. You will finish anything. I've seen you take ball from nowhere and put it in the net. That is fun to watch though. That is fun to watch. And what is even more fun to watch is you playing in the Norwegian League, the top Syrian as it's called. Help your game because you know about the ask you like 10 million times. Pronounce the name of your team.
EL Sandviken.
Oh, it's EL Sandviken.
Yeah.
EL Sandviken.
Yeah.
So
IL and then Sandviken.
I know, but because I started saying the IL and then I say Sandviken by itself.
EL
Which is okay. Sandviken. So you've been with EL Sandviken going on what, 3 or?
It's gonna be 4 years next year.
Right. Talk to us about that experience out there. Yaya, you are the monster of the top Syrian League. Last year you finished, of course, the most goals for the season. And of course, well, we know this year a little injury interrupted, but nonetheless, you start off with pace as usual. 6 goals, 13 games. Talk to me.
Well, journey here in Norway has really been a great one. Didn't know when I had a trial in 2018, that I would have been here for this long. Surprisingly, because I haven't been on a football team this long, apart from the national team. Anytime I go to play anywhere, it's like 3 months or 6 months. And this one is a record because it's going to be 4 years since I've been playing in the top league in Norway with Sandviken. But I get started in 2018, had a week trials, and something happened in that week because at the end of the week, the coach came and it was 3 of us, 2 American, they also Mexican and me. And he told me, he was like, Yaya, to be honest, I was not going to sign you, but you did some stuff in practice that none of these Norwegians could do, and a week alone isn't enough to see what you can really do. And I showed him that the decision that he took and the risk that he took with me, it wasn't going to go to waste. Because that year the team was in 9th or 8th place, and we bring it up to 4th place. We qualify for the finals for the cup in 25 years. So we create a bit of history. And well, that year they came to offer me the second contract for 2019, in April. Because when the league started, I was blazing the tracks. And they came and gave me a contract in April, saying if I want to stay on, April or August, somewhere there. And I was like, yeah, because the coach that we had was a man with a plan.
Yeah.
He makes sure that he take care of the international players because they're in a community and a new environment. So you need to make sure that, okay, how is the living situation? Are you happy here? How is everything? We used to do that on a regular basis to make sure that when time comes to play, you're happy with your apartment, you're happy with everything, so you will be happy to play out on the field. And me and him, like, we built a relationship because I look up to him as a coach because I never met somebody that know the game as much as he know the game. So, and then last year in June, I wanted to quit, move out from this team because I wasn't happy and I was just not myself. I was crying and things wasn't going the way how I wanted to be.
Did you feel like part of that was because you're away from home too? Maybe?
No.
Just a vibe.
Things are changing and it wasn't changing for the better. So the energy and stuff, they wasn't the energy that I had in 2018, it changed because the coach changed, bringing new players, so everything just changed. And I spoke to my mom, a few people that I look up to, and they were like, you know what, Yaya, you're already in it. Don't quit just because things getting hard. You're there for a reason, and you have to just forget about whatever happening on the outside. Channel your energy back in and go out and do what you have to do. And from that, I was just, nobody matters anymore. It was about me and going and play football. And eventually became the top scorer in the league. After being hurt in the first year, I had to be out for 3 months, which I only scored 7 goals in that the first year. And then coming back the season after and scoring 17 goals in 22 matches. It's a big achievement. And then I say, come 2020 was going to be my year again. But then all of this things start happening.
2020 is nobody's year in a sense. 2020 is just crazy.
All of this start happening. So, and then they started to get like injuries and stuff, and I was just like,
how do you cope with these injuries, bro? I mean, mentally for you, because you bounce back from these injuries pretty well, huh? And sometimes, like, to me, you look even stronger than you did before.
That pretty much. I noticed that myself too. Like every single time I get a minor injury or a major one, when I come back, I much more faster, stronger, and fitter than I left.
Monster.
Like, because I've been out 30. So the players are asking me, you miss playing and are you lonely being away? I'm like, no, this happens. That's a part of the game. You heal up and you go again.
They know you're done. I like my crown down too though.
They don't start to record day.
So, do your teammates know you love to cook? Have you cooked for your vacancy?
Yeah, for a couple of them. And they loved it.
When this cooking vibe kick out in you, was it back home with your aunts and they were?
When I was growing up with my grandmother, I was in the kitchen, so I took a page out of she book.
Miss Fit Yaya loves to eat. It is just, it is trying to upset the rest of us who can't get off the drink. I mean, I'm just trying to let food and then see food.
Yeah. About dumplings, make dumplings a lot.
And here when she eating dumplings. You see the girl fall.
We have provision out there too. I will get some provision. Right? Out there.
So Yaya, you love to dance. Yaya loves to have a good time.
Yes, I have one life to live in. You have to make this life as a journey. Enjoy it while you have it.
If you weren't playing football, what do you think you'd be doing?
Probably having babies and I just had to spice up the conversation, but I think I'm probably really don't know, I truly don't know.
But have you thought about, after?
Yeah. So I have a 5-year plan. Organize stuff. So after football, I love coaching kids. So get back in the. You finish playing the ball, but you're still with the ball because you're giving back to the youths. You're sharing your knowledge with them, inspiring them to know that they too could go and play football outside in the world if they put their mind to it and they're willing to work hard enough to get there.
That's cool. I can see you as a coach though. I mean, we need that. We need some strong finishers going forward. I'm just saying, because I mean,
it have them though. but they have to be willing to put in the work, not only in practice, but by themselves. They need to have that drive to want to go and work by themselves, because the best time it is work is when nobody's watching. And when you will correct your own mistakes and work until you master your craft. But we in Trinidad and Tobago, we're too lazy. We need somebody there or every single time. You have to get up and do it for yourself. That's the only way you will get better at doing stuff.
You heard what Yaya said, straight from the monster's mouth, and she will know because Yaya is one. Even when it's off season, she in training.
Yeah, so I have to stay fit and make sure my muscles on them is ready to go when it's time to go.
And that's I don't think much people get that.
No.
So internationally, I know you watch all type of football. Doesn't matter. Once football playing, you're watching. Who would you say are some of the top teams for you internationally that you enjoy watching play, whether it be country, club, and some of the top players?
Well, the only time I really watch football is only when Barcelona playing, which they just frustrate the living daylight out of me.
And we was gonna go here, it is good until we reach the Barca talk, you and I.
Listen.
Let's go to the Barca.
You know, in the EPL, we had the same team with Chelsea. But sometimes they just frustrate me too, the two of them. So I just have to make my comments when I just be the commentator when I'm watching Barca or Chelsea. I just want to turn off the TV. But me player-wise, I always say Messi, and now this one that from Norway, that one that played in the Bundesliga for Dortmund. Haaland. That boy could score a goal, boy.
Yes.
I said, I me? That boy could score a goal.
He's bound to score.
He's bound to score like him. No matter what, the giant just different.
Yeah. He's impressive.
And for his height, he's very fast. I was like, this guy is a true monster. I just a carbon copy. He is the true monster.
No, you're not. But he is on me. He is on me.
But I really, player-wise, respect Cristiano. He could score a goal, but his demeanor and his attitude is one that I don't like in a player.
No.
Of course, he's a great player. It's okay to be cocky with it, but not to the extent that when your teammates score, you don't want to celebrate because you didn't score. Just like that in a player. Because at the end of the day, it's one team. And then now, I still love him as a player, Messi, but lately he's been disappointing me. It's your last year in Barca. Leave it a bang now, you out on the field walking and doing them kind of mad thing. I cannot be bothered.
No. Alright, okay. So we understand now. We fully get it. You must stay playing with them right now. They're playing the food.
No. They're playing the food in this hot.
But they're gonna be clashing soon in the Champions League, I believe. It's not next week. Yeah, you're looking forward to that.
Next week.
By the time this go down.
I need to watch that. I already say Barca gonna lose, but I need to watch the game.
Alright, but by the time this airs, of course, that game would have been played because it's aired next weekend. But it's good to that. You're looking forward to see Cristiano and Messi clash.
Yeah, again, because they were in the Spanish league now. Champions League bring them back together again.
Yeah,
so let me see the GOAT going up against the GOAT. Two of them is good. Might call them Billy Goats.
Alright, so it's time for the miserable minutes segment. And first, obviously, Brunel wanted to hear your take on, the football fraternity losing the great Maradona recently. And, is it that he's someone that highly influenced you as well as others?
Well, yeah, because Maradona is Maradona. The hand of God, who everybody know that part day. But he was just despite all that happened around him, he was one of the players that I really looked up to. The man have a touch that nobody have. Like somebody told me the other day, they were like, what Zidane could do with a tennis ball, Maradona could do with a line. So it's a different thing because his touch is right there. It's not moving. And that man could have scored a goal. And you know the monster could score a goal. And from all kind of angles, he heading it, he running past them, he doing all kind of semi-demi. So
okay. These segments supposed to be like real quick, right? I'm going to start it. So I'll just throw any names out and you just pick it up.
Okay.
You probably have less than a second to think about it. So, Pele or Maradona?
Maradona.
Cricket or basketball?
Basketball.
Better shot stopper? Oh boy, who is better shot stopper for you? In the world, who is like the best? Female or male?
No, yeah.
Okay,
you're a goalkeeper, right?
Yeah. Pope Solo or Kimika Pope?
Kimika.
Boom. Who would you rather come up against, Mata or Wambat?
Mata come up against Wambat already.
Wambat, right? Really, yes, that's true. so it's like Mata. I really like Mata. I'm a Brazil fan, so, and I just love me.
I just want to experience playing against her.
Yeah,
I could, but I decided not to go with the national team to Brazil.
I remember. Yeah, that conversation was. But okay, more difficult to get past. Karen King, Karen Cole.
Two of them.
Who's the better tactician? Shabazz or Waldrum?
Waldrum.
Okay. Who would you take in a one-on-one scenario with the keeper, Ronaldo or Messi?
Messi, I didn't know CR7 at all. That didn't happen.
Who is the better dribbler? Dwarka or Latapi?
Latapi.
Yeah, Latapi. Who would you rather take a tackle from? Millie or Tasha St. Louis?
Tasha. Millie does bruise.
Why not Messi?
Millie does bruise people, but not at all.
She is a little bit, when it comes to playing football, she's a little different in truth.
Why not tackle Millie at all?
But time together, that has been one of the most beautiful friendships we've ever seen.
Yeah, we still friends to the date. So
yeah.
Even though we are apart from each other, the connection still there. So
okay, so would you rather be named the FIFA World Player of the Year or play in the FIFA Women's World Cup?
Playing in the FIFA Women's World Cup.
I had a mind you would have said that. That was like the brainer. Because like, please.
That's the biggest stage of women football. So
it is the biggest stage of football. Alright, so here's one from me. Marshall or Bungie?
Bungie.
Boom! We said it right here. Okay. So we have a lot coming up for the men's team. And how are you when you look though at, and I know you know these guys pretty well. We talk about Molino, we talk about Joven and Levi Garcia. You know, how do you feel when you see them? What kind of vibe does it give you just knowing that they're performing despite all that is going around and you knowing that goes so well? How do you feel about advice you would give to them? Especially when we have World Cup qualifiers around the corner, we have that other World Cup coming up as well, qualified. What advice would you give the team, the guys especially, that are playing outside, they're doing well, but then there's the national activities to come despite everything that's going on? What would you say to them?
I mean, they just have to continue with what they're doing right now because the three of them doing a really good job. I mean, Levi just came back from being injured and out, but he came back and he went right back into it despite the loss. But I know he's a type of player that once he start, ain't no going down. It's straight up for him. And then Kevin and Jovin, Western Conference Final soon. And with that, they've been doing really well in the MLS. And if they do choose to go back with the national team, because it has some issues that's going on, but it will add to the national team because these boys have been performing. So it will be a great add to the national team if they decide to go back. But whatever differences is going on between them and the national team, well, I hope they could go through it and go back and help the country. But then again, these boys are starting to think for themselves, and why should I go back with this same mentality and these people and them that in charge? Are they going to do any better? So I think they really weighing their options to see how it's going to go, like how best of a decision they will make choosing to go back and play the national team.
Do you think that FIFA's normalization committee would be the start of something changing?
Yeah. That the answer is. The answer. I don't put water in my mouth.
I know.
Correct is correct, right is right. Let's be honest. If it ain't changed back then, you feel it go change now? If you see a change day come 2021, when it start to happen, then I will be like, okay, well, finally. But as of now, you can't, because look, everybody was happy that, well, majority was happy that it had a new president. Look what came and happened. More bacchanal, the whole thing changed up now. But can't knock it before you try it. So once you start to see progress, then you could say, okay, these people really in it for the football and for the country and to make football rise up again. But if you see nothing happen, then I'll give them answer again.
So congratulations on next season for you with Sunpiken. You're going to be there for a while, clearly. Yeah. And you're excited, looking forward to that, I'm sure.
Yes, I am looking forward to 2020, 2021. Oh my God, 2020 already ruining everything that stays in 2020.
Yeah, it does.
But yes, I'm looking forward to 2021. New coach, the same one that I had in 2018. He came back.
Oh, that's good.
So, and then we have new players. So things gonna be a lot different next season.
But you're ready for it?
Yeah. Months are ready for anything.
Months are ready for anything. Months are ready to come home for visits.
Yeah, but she can't come home. Can't come home. That is too risky.
And that is facts. Favorite drink, Monster?
What drink?
See? I tell them not to know.
More
favorite drink? I didn't know. You like wine? I have a girlfriend. She every minute she with this wine. Wet? Ah! Yeah, she has what? Okay.
Expensive taste.
Can't talk to you.
Nah, but when I'm home, my only drink is White Oak. That is my only drink when I'm home. Don't give me nothing else but that. I don't even walk carry.
What's your favorite dish?
Chicken and dumpling. Like you say, I like dumpling.
I know dumpling, but gosh, I'll make sure we have to get it proper chicken and dumpling. No matter what type of chicken, we can bake it, barbecue it, stew it, curry it.
No, only stew. What kind of baked chicken and dumpling? What kind of food is that?
So stew chicken and dumpling. So what is the one thing you miss about home the most though, food-wise?
What's the one thing I miss? So
one food you miss? KFC.
Everybody, when you go out of the country for so long, the first thing you just buy is KFC.
Yeah.
Come on, first thing I guys go right by, I said, give me a 5-piece there. Can't go wrong. And I eaten 3 of it. I'll even 2 for tomorrow.
We go, and Mia feels gotta go by the airport when she finally gets to come home with a bucket and just so here. Welcome home, yeah.
I will be so thankful for that. The smile will just go up there.
Yeah. It was really fun having you with us. I think I would love for you to give a last word out to young girls who have their intentions to play. It doesn't have to just be football, because I mean, you watch basketball, you watch a lot of other sports. Sport in Trinidad and Tobago, we know for years it's a little tougher.
Yeah.
The approach. What advice would you give them? What would you say to them, and you want them to understand? And I also want you to say the one thing that you always want people to remember when they think of Yaya the monster.
Well, I would say to the young girls in Trinidad and Tobago who want to make it out in the sporting world, not only football but other sporting areas, that sky have no limit. And once you believe in yourself and you have a dream and you want to go after it and achieve it, go after it. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot, because you could and you can. So you go after it with all your might, battle for it. If you have to go through the obstacles, go through it, but never give up. Pursue your dreams at all costs. I was just like you guys. I was a youth, a young girl with a dream. Didn't know that I would end up in Norway, but I believe in myself as much. I trust in God. And I went and I reached for the sky, and I still reach it. You forget the last part where you're saying Roxy.
No, what would you like people to remember the most of when they think about Yaya, especially you're thinking back and they're talking about you in the future for future generations? What would you love the words that come out in mouth?
Yeah, well, one monster has always speak she mind, and don't ever take no backlash on the outside world or nothing like that. One girl, if the things isn't right, speak up. Do not hold back, because it's either you stand for something, then you're falling for everything. You stand up for what is right. Monster says so. Remember that. In future, think back, stand up for something, and don't fall for nothing.
Thank you so much, Yaya, for spending this time with me and giving me some of your... I know you're supposed to be relaxing and stuff like that a little later on. Yeah, so what you can organize some stuff. Is getting later?
Nah, it's 7:33. Tomorrow is actually the last game of the season, so I will be sitting down in the stands cheering.
And just as important as being on the field. Motivate from the sideline.
No, yeah. I will be inside. Outside the cold. Me.
Yeah, get your hot cup of coffee or your cocoa tea or whatever it is you drink.
Coffee, cold coffee in the cold winter. So one of the guys here has been like, I don't know why you always drinking cold coffee. I was like, I don't like
it's supposed to be hot, Yaya. It's supposed to warm you up.
I'm not drinking no hot coffee. I would drink a hot cup of sugar water tea.
All right, boys. Thank you so much for spending time with the Miserable team and giving people an insight and a little better understanding of who you are and your journey. Because we know it's a journey of strength. It's a journey of strength. And we've always said that you get your strength from God. So, and that's one thing I admire you. Your faith in God is undeniable.
Yeah, then when I switch up and nothing, even on the bad days, the miserable days, you will come first, always.
We just have real miserable days in this corner. So. Thank you so much. I hope that you guys win tomorrow.
Wait, but I was to say something at the end of this thing. What I was to say again?
Henley, we need to buy Yaya.
It was fun. It was fun chatting with who?
The Miserable journalist team in the Miserable corner.
Okay. You ready for me to say it?
Go ahead.
This is the one and only Yaya Monster. You know what? It was fun chatting with the miserable Jill. Oh, God, oh. Never say it over. Woo! This is the one and only Monster. It was fun chatting. What's going on with me? This is the one and only Yaya Monster. As I say, it was fun chatting with the miserable journalist team in the miserable corner. I'm going in my corner now, right?